Hi everyone. I'm out sick today, but I wanted to make sure that you could start on your star life cycle flipbook assignment, which you'll have today to begin work on and tomorrow, Thursday, to finish. So I wanted to give you some extra information. You will receive a packet like this after completing an EdPuzzle assignment. The EdPuzzle is there to help you get some background information and give you the material that you need to add the information that you're supposed to add to this. So up here, I've written some notes. It says write an appropriate. Oh, so sorry. So for each of the little pages of the flipbook, you're going to notice icons and arrows separating them. So this is the life cycle of an average mass star, for example. Okay, and each of these icons, what they mean, what they symbolize, in general, is given to you on this last page. Now you can include this in your flipbook, or you can just keep it around as a way to remember what you're kind of looking at. Okay, I mean these are in general, so these you're not going to see every single one of these in all of these in your pages. For example, this one here that says core collapse. Core collapse happens, but the effect is sometimes different. So here's, for example, the core collapse of a average mass star, and it looks different than a high mass star. So you have some differences. They all end in some sort of remnant. You can see there's some various options here. So this is what the EdPuzzle is for. You're supposed to use the EdPuzzle to get information on the differences between high mass stars, very high mass stars, average mass stars, etc. But here's a couple notes that will help you. Here are my expectations first and foremost. So, what I need you to do on every page that's a part of your flipbook is that you're going to have a label beneath every single icon. Okay, so here's an example where I've written beneath my icon in this red box here, blank phase. So I'm not going to give it away, but this is whatever this phase is, which is shared by every single star. You're going to label that. And then in addition to a label, you're going to describe each unique phase only one time. So beneath my label, whatever phase this is, I've written a little note here, gravity pulls gas and dust, dot, dot, dot. You would write a little bit more. There's not a ton of space, so I'm not expecting a lot. But I want to make sure that you add some information beneath each unique um, icon. And what I mean by that is when you reuse an icon. So for example, when you do your second page and you see this symbol here and you learn that, well, that's just exactly the same icon, you do not have to describe it again. However, you do have to label it, and I do expect you to also have some sort of a fact about it that you didn't have in your prior description. So your first time that you use this one, I'll just tell you, it's the nebula. Okay, this is a nebular cloud, the stellar nursery, so to speak, where the star forms. I'm mentioning here that gravity pulls the gas and dust together to form your earliest star. Down here, I wouldn't write that, but I might give a fun fact about a nebula. So I might say that, well, um, that the more gas that's formed, the higher the mass of the star or something. Okay, so you have to have a label and a fun fact for all of them that are like repeats. Okay. Okay. And here's what I said. Like, for example, every page of your flipbook has a nebula phase. I would describe it once and then label all others and provide a fun fact. Okay. I hope that's clear as to what I'm looking for. Another thing that you need to know, low mass stars. So in the EdPuzzle video and other sources that I may link you to, um, where the cutoff is for what is a low mass star and what is an average mass star and what is high or very high, those things tend to differ based on the sources that you're looking at. So here's what I'm going to do. I want you all to not use this first page at all. The low mass stars page, we're not going to use at all. Okay, the EdPuzzle video more accurately describes the remaining three that are here: average mass, high mass, and very high mass. But I think they use different terminology. Average mass stars more closely relates to what I think they call low mass stars. High mass stars in the EdPuzzle video are what they call intermediate stars, and then the very high mass stars I think is what they call high mass. So I hope that's clear. Um, based on the iconography here, that's the icon symbols, I think you'll be able to figure out what the process is and correctly label and give some descriptions. But just know that different sources, they draw that cutoff line differently. So when, for example, the remnant here, some people would say that, well, only very high mass stars leave these types of remnants. Okay, or you might say that, well, this thing here, which is a black hole, high mass stars do that. And maybe you would think, well, very high mass stars, that's high mass stars do that also. So there's some discrepancy here, but I'm not looking for to parse all the details and care so much about that. I just want you to have a completed flipbook where every icon is labeled and either described or with a fun fact, and that you hopefully have accurate information based on what you saw. Okay. Well, good luck with the assignment. Like I said, you'll be working on this, starting it today and then finishing it up Thursday. You have a whole class period to work on. Okay. Sorry I'm not there, guys. Take care.